Alrighty. I'm just changing my sound settings here so that it's not too loud. That should be good. That's about what we had for Mass Effect 2. Just give me a minute here. I'm changing some settings. Okay, let's do this dance. Let's get going. Let's start Mass Effect 3. I've been waiting for this for a while. It's my favorite Mass Effect in terms of gameplay and story until the very, very end. All right, so we're going to import. We are Jape Skates Shepard. Killed the Arachni Queen, rescued Kaidan, chose to sacrifice the Council, destroyed Malin's data, had Rex die, destroyed the Geth heretics, left the Collector base alive, all squad mates survived, did not romance anyone before Mass Effect 2, romance Garrus in Mass Effect 2. I had hoped to romance... The only thing that's wrong about this is I wish that I would have romanced Kaidan in Mass Effect 1 just so that he and Garrus would have some sort of tiff, but let's get to it. This does not really look like my... that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Do we want to just stick with her? This was my character from the very beginning, and I think she looks fine. Are the eyebrows... The eyebrow color seems a little weird. Maybe I should just change the eyebrow color. Let's see if we can change the eyebrow color. There we go. See, it was just like one too light. I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Let's see. I'm gonna stick with energy drain. Keep it consistent, you know? Yeah, I'm just going to play Mass Effect 3 right now, and then we're doing the podcast later, and then maybe I'll do something else later after that. I'm just going to make a video out of your new map.
Bad. We just lost contact with 2 of our deep space outposts. There's something massive on long-range scanners.
Is this what Shepard warned us about?
I'd stake my life on it.
How long do we have?
Not long.
So I'm probably going to stream today for about
The fleets are mobilizing.
2 hours. 2.5 hours, maybe. And then I'm going to take a break. I'm going to eat some dinner, spend some time with my wife, and then we're going to come on at 7 for the podcast. And we're talking about mobile games today. And Tara's actually going to come on and talk about that, because she plays a lot of mobile games. See, I don't think I can skip any of this beginning part, especially because this is not an imported Mass Effect 3 game, so I just have to watch all of this. Let's get a good look at how my Shepard actually looks. She's very pale. That's fine.
Commander.
You're not supposed to call me that
Oh,
anymore,
she's
James.
very pale. Wow.
Not supposed to salute you either. We gotta go. The defense committee wants to see you.
Sounds important.
I'm also just pleased, like, my Shepard's face has stayed pretty consistent through all 3 games.
What's
It's
going
pretty
on?
good.
Couldn't say. Just told me they needed you. Now.
Was she that pale in the last 2 games, or
Admiral?
You look good, Shepard.
I don't know.
Maybe a little soft around the edges. How you holding up since being relieved from duty?
It's not so bad once you
Wait
get
a minute,
used to
yeah,
the
why
house
don't I
being
have demon eyes?
beds.
We'll get it sorted
What
out.
happened
What's
here?
going on? Why is everyone in such a hurry?
Admiral Hackett's mobilizing the fleets. I'm guessing words...
How's it
made
going,
to Alliance
Deltron and
command.
Darius?
Something big's headed
Is
our
anybody
way.
knowledgeable about the demon
The
eyes here?
Reapers?
We don't know. Not for certain.
What else could it be?
If I knew that.
See, now I don't look as pale. Now I look fine.
It's the Reapers, and we're not ready for them, not by a long shot.
Tell that
So
to the
Renegade
defense
Shep in Mass
Unless we're
Effect
planning
3
to talk to
is
Reapers
generally
today,
way more
it really is a
amicable
waste of time.
than
They
Renegade
just
Shep
did.
in the last
committee. None of them
2
have seen
games.
what
They
you
made
see.
Paragon and Renegade a lot more
Face
wishy-washy
down.
in this
Hell, you spoke
in
to
this
one,
game.
then blew the
They
damn
made it a
thing up.
reputation check and not a
You see
Paragon
how they
or
fought
Renegade
us,
check. They're
what
kind
they
of
plan to
combined
do
in a
to
way.
us. You know more about this enemy than anyone.
That way they grounded me, took away my ship.
You know that.
So any speech checks are based on reputation,
You
not
blew
on
up
a
Batarian
Renegade
relay.
level per
Hundreds of
se.
thousands of Batarians died.
It was that or let the Reapers walk through our back door.
I know that, Shepard. And so does the committee. If it wasn't for that, you'd have been court-martialed and left to rot in the brig.
That and your good word.
Maybe I should have
I
darkened
trust
her
you.
skin tone just a little bit.
And
She's
so does the
very,
committee.
very
I'm
pale.
just a soldier, Anderson. I'm no politician.
I don't need you to be either. I just need you to do whatever the hell it takes to help us stop the Reapers.
They're expecting you to, Admiral.
The first time I played this, I thought that was Kelly Chambers.
Good luck in there, Shepard.
Hey, Dimbass.
Anderson? Shepard.
Maybe I have to earn them back this game.
Caden.
How'd it go in there, Major?
Okay, I think. Hard to know. I'm just waiting for orders now.
Major.
Once gameplay starts, I think I'm
Yeah,
going to tab
I-
out real quick and look this
No,
up. This is going to
we're
bother
out
me.
of the loop these days.
Sorry, man. Didn't mean to keep you out of the loop.
It's not like you learned the Reapers were coming and didn't tell me.
I suppose you're right.
Admiral,
Come on.
So as a soldier, Caden as a squad mate will benefit us a lot more. So I look forward to using him a little
You know
bit.
the commander?
I used to.
Because Ashley, a lot of her abilities kind of overlap with Shepard's, if you're a soldier.
What's the situation?
We were hoping you would tell us.
the reports coming in are unlike anything we've seen.
Ooh, ginger
Whole
ale.
colonies have gone
Ginger ale beer?
through.
That doesn't
We've
sound,
contacted
yeah, that
everything
doesn't sound too
beyond the
appealing.
relay.
Whatever this is, it's incomprehensibly powerful.
You brought me here to confirm what you already know.
No, I'm sorry you
The
were unable to
Reapers
find it.
are here.
That's unfortunate. I've been meaning to buy that soda powder that
do we
Mavbite
stop
recommended
them?
from Germany. Apparently, it's a flavor that is
Stop them.
just German. We
This
don't
isn't
have
about
an
strategy
English
or
version of it.
tactics.
I'll have to look it up again.
This is about survival. The Reapers are more advanced than we are, more powerful, more intelligent. They don't fear us. And they'll never take pity on us.
I don't think I'm gonna kill
There
Caden.
must be
I don't know.
some way.
I mean, I'll have the option to, but I'll have done all the reputation checks to keep him alive. I suppose we'll figure it out when we get there.
Each of us has to be willing to die to save humanity. Anything less, and they've already won.
That's it? That's our plan?
Admiral, we've lost contact.
I
with
like
the
how
base.
that guy is the voice of reason here. Like Shepard says some stupid inspirational thing. He's like, that's the
Past our
plan.
defenses.
We're all gonna
Sir,
die
UK
in defense of Earth.
headquarters
That's the plan. It's a pretty cool intro for this game. Again, I find this game to be the best of the series until the last 5 minutes. It's really unfortunate, but I think every part of this game is better than the other
Why
two.
haven't we heard from Admiral Hackett?
Except the end. Mass Effect 2 had
What
the
do
best
we
ending,
do?
in my opinion.
The only thing we can. We fight or we die.
We should get to the Normandy.
What do you guys think about my Shepard? She's looking pretty similar. I didn't change anything. I just changed her eyebrow color was a little weird. I changed that, and otherwise, I think she looks about the same as she did in the first 2 games. I'm pleased with that.
God. Move! Go, go, go!
I think she looks pretty real too. It's hard to make a realistic looking person in Mass Effect 3. I've noticed a lot of the lip options are kind of the big thing. You get a lot of duck lips in this game with a lot of the options, so you got to kind of modify it a little bit to avoid that. But my import seems to have done a pretty good job.
Shepard! Shepard! Come on, get up.
I remember when this game came out, there was a big issue with importing
Here,
faces.
take
Like
this.
the face
Gotta
import
get
wasn't
moving.
working at all.
This is Admiral Anderson. Report in, anyone. Major Alenko, is that you? What's your status?
Oh, I haven't played Ladder since Legacy of the Void came out, I don't think, Darius. Oh, I gotta turn on the Twitch chat. There and there. Wait a minute, hang on. Give me a second here. There we go. There we go.
They're massive.
Okay, so let's change my hotkey things here a little bit. So I was doing 3 for energy drain in the past. 2 is concussive shot. Let's check my points. So we've got some leftover points. We're level 30 already, and we still have points. So I'm going to put them into energy drain. So we're going to be exactly where we were at the end of Mass Effect 2. So that's a really cool little thing. Okay, impact radius, no. We're going to do straight up damage. And... oh, we have even more points. Interesting. I'm probably going to level up concussive shot with my extra points. 2, 3... yeah, we can do up to level 4. Okay. And then we have 1 point I'm going to put into frag grenades, so that we have grenades. And then you... what you might not realize is that you can eventually put points into Anderson. All right, so here's concussive shot. We put that at 2. Frag grenades are going to be 4. This is about what I need. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on incendiary ammo.
Let's move. Let's move.
But yeah, you only have 1 combat instance with Anderson, but you can actually put points into his abilities, which I mean, I guess I'll do, but you don't have to.
Take a running jump. It's farther than it looks.
The holdout section at the end of this part, it's either timed or until you run out of ammo, and then the Normandy shows up. I don't think you can... I mean, you can die, but you can't lose by running out of ammo. You just have to last as long as possible. And if you kill enough of the enemies without running out of ammo, the game just sort of gives up and the Normandy will come.
Looks clear. Let's go.
I'm really sad about my face. My face is not messed up. It's probably something that just happens as we gain more Renegade, I assume. See, my face isn't super pale here. I think I look totally normal. All right, let's go.
Major, you read me. I'm patching in Shepard.
We're almost to the Normandy. I've got Lieutenant Vega with you. We're taking heavy fire.
Husks, take him out.
Husks.
I'm out of ammo. Come on, we gotta move.
I found that the weapons feel just a lot more potent in this game too. Like just the sound that they make when you fire, it just feels better. I don't know.
Have to take these things out the old-fashioned way.
I still have Adrenaline Rush. We're gonna be using that a lot until we level up Concussive Shot. Concussive Shot way more effective in this game. Way more effective. Is the sound okay, by the way? Do I need to turn the in-game sound down or up? Alright, we're gonna find that stupid kid.
Gotta find a way out of here. Watch it.
Oop.
Through this way.
So this is the dumb part.
Hey,
And people still contest, is this kid real here?
it's okay.
This whole indoctrination theory, if you're unfamiliar, the idea that Shepard's been being indoctrinated over the past 2 or 3 games. And this kid, there's no way he would have survived. This whole building exploded, and he was inside of it. We saw him go into it, and then he blew up. So, you think that the Reapers, like, this is a hallucination of Shepard if she was being indoctrinated. The indoctrination theory was confirmed fake, but there's certainly a lot of evidence for it. I would have just, I mean, I didn't want to go over for that kid. I would have just told him to run, but not gone over and tried to get him out of there personally, all right? I didn't have a choice.
Every minute these machines are here, thousands of innocent people die. I won't be responsible.
Yeah, I agree. James I waffle between. He's interesting in some cases and pretty lame in others.
When it's all over.
But,
Yeah.
I think he's okay. I don't use him very much, to be honest. I mean, I play as a soldier, and he's basically a Krogan soldier. And
We knew they were coming.
I don't know. I like using other squad mates that are a little more versatile. I'll try to vary the squad mates that I use, though, that's for sure. The game sort of forces you to use him early.
The Citadel.
Excuse me, in the game, you have to use him a couple times.
It'll be everywhere soon enough. You said it yourself. The Reapers will destroy everything if we don't stop them. The Council has to help us.
You sure about that?
No, but you were a Council
So I expect we're going to get decently far. We're going to at least get to the Citadel and do a couple side quests. We might get as far as Palaven, maybe, in
Thanks.
the first day here. Again, I'm going to probably play for about 2 to 2.5 hours. I think we can get pretty far. But I am letting a lot of the dialogue play out. Mass Effect 3, again, I find to be one of the most interesting games until the very, very end. So I quite enjoy watching all this stuff. I skipped a lot of it in Mass Effect 2. They trimmed out a lot of the bullshit in this game. There aren't a billion investigate options with everybody that you tend to skip after the first playthrough.
We're inside of the spaceport. ETA 3 minutes.
Headed to the Normandy, taking heavy fire. Oh god. We're gonna take down the dreadnought. Evasive maneuver.
Major, Caden. Damn it, they're in trouble.
The shit is so it's so cinematically cool. It's a great intro for this game. If you just stand here, I don't think this ever blows up. It's only triggered to blow up once you get up here, and then it explodes, and then everything breaks. But it's cool because it's cinematic, but there's still combat involved, so that it's not just like running around, doing nothing, running around, watching things blow up. Like, you still have to fight cannibals and stuff.
Normandy, come in. Friendlies.
You two all right?
Get down, they'll see you.
You know what I also find interesting? Have you noticed that the human Reaper variant, which is the Husk, is the least effective of the Reaper variants? The cannibals at least have guns.
Nice shot.
Alright, so here's the big thing we're going to be using a lot as Soldier. We have incendiary ammo. It has a chance... Incendiary ammo has a chance to apply a burning effect to an enemy. So let's hit this guy a couple times. See how he's glowing red like that? Hit him with a concussive shot and it detonates it. And it's basically like a biotic combo. And it detonates that that shot. So we're going to be using that a lot. You're going to see us using that most of the game. It's kind of my bread and butter as Soldier, but we're also going to be using a lot of our squad mates combos and things like that.
What happened here?
Our gunship was shot down. We barely made it.
You have a radio? We're trying to contact our ship.
You know, speaking of just kind of filler bullshit, this game doesn't have much of that besides flying around on the Normandy and picking up war assets, which I mean, it's interesting enough. It's not that time-consuming. But I've always found the main storyline of Mass Effect 1 and 2 wasn't particularly fantastic. It was the side quests, you know, the Krogan, Genophage side quests, the story about that, the Quarian Geth conflicts. And in Mass Effect 3, that is the main game. That's why there's not much filler in this game. It's all it's a very meaty game where all of the main stuff is really, really interesting. Because it's all this interesting side quest stuff from the previous parts.
What the hell are those things?
We also have frag grenades now. Well, I didn't miss there, but they're just not very good. So I find combat in this game to be a lot faster paced. It's really, I don't know, in my opinion, it's way more enjoyable than Mass Effect 2. Like, it's just, it's a little more fluid. Mass Effect 2, there's a... It's not laggy, per se, but, like, it doesn't feel like you're able to move as quickly in Mass Effect 2. Whereas in this, like, you respond very quickly around cover and things like this. I don't know, it just has a smoother feel to it. And again, concussive shot, even if we're not detonating an explosion, it's just very effective because it does more damage now. Anyway, we can level up Anderson if we want. Not a big deal, but I'm just going to do it. Why not? Recharge speed. Do that. We'll give him incendiary ammo as well. Oh, and we don't have enough points. I thought he'd have more points than this. Sorry, Anderson. I guess you're not getting leveled up as much as I would have liked. It's interesting, he has his own thing, that Alliance Admiral, and you only use him now. A lot of people don't even realize that you can put points into him. Okay, so now we've got the M8 Avenger. I actually have I have a weird strategy I like to use. Activate the radio. Actually, no, this is our first playthrough. We won't be able to use my little strategy that I generally use.
Admiral, what's your location?
By a downed gunship in the harbor. I'm activating its distress beacon. Send support. We've got wounded down here. Major.
Apparently, you're talking about like a Star Wars-related Mass Effect game. Apparently, the Old Republic nowadays is not as much of an MMO. It's mostly a single-player thing, very similar to Mass Effect, with a multiplayer option, especially the new expansion. This is what I've heard a lot of. Anyway, let's get to it. Incendiary ammo on this. So now that we have an assault rifle, it's going to apply that ammo power a lot more frequently. So really right here, I'm going to be using this a lot. A lot. So like Anderson, we can actually tell to use concussive shot just to kind of get these guys to stay a little further away from me.
Hope they get there soon.
So we only need to...
You and me both.
We only need to be firing short bursts to apply that ammo power. I mean, I think it's chance-based, so... At the same time, the cooldown on concussive shot is so low that I could just spam concussive shot. Anyway, this isn't going very well right now, I will admit. Go ahead and have Anderson detonate that one. The only thing about this game with the combat is it seems like your squad mates tend to not utilize their powers with the hotkeys the way that you would like, if that makes any sense. What tends to happen is I'll hit Q or E, and in this case, Anderson only has... He only has concussive shot. Actually, we're kind of in trouble here. I'm gonna use Metagel. So hitting the hotkey for him would always use concussive shot, but when you have squad mates that have multiple powers, they tend to use... It's almost random which one they use. It's very frustrating in my opinion. Okay, so I'm not using concussive shot as much right now, but I should be using it more. I'm using Anderson to detonate sometimes. Gonna run out of ammo here pretty soon. We're already almost out of ammo.
Running out of ammo.
So eventually we get this option. We have this option to where concussive shot also applies your ammo powers. It's like the level 6 option for it. And once you're... So basically, see how fast I can spam concussive shot? Look at this. And it doesn't use any ammo. I can just do this over and over. And concussive shot eventually would apply the incendiary ammo power. So you shoot him once, it applies incendiary ammo, and then you shoot him again and it detonates it. It's incredibly good. I mean, they nerfed Adrenaline Rush a lot in this game.
Cavalry has arrived.
See, we killed enough. We weren't even out of ammo, but we killed enough that they're like, okay, fine, have the Normandy. We'll come and get you.
About time.
And but with that concussive shot ability, with the ability to detonate that ammo power is just, it's crazy. It's crazy good. You can also detonate disruptor ammo too. It does really good against shields. There's a lot of combos in this game that some people don't even know about. A lot of really cool stuff.
Welcome aboard, Shepard.
Thanks.
Shepard.
Come on!
So this part with the with the Clint Mansell music. Probably going to get a copyright hit when I upload it to YouTube. It always does.
You saw those men back there. There's a million
So
more
you
like
guys are
them
talking
than
about
we believe.
KOTOR. I'm thinking...
We're in this
I don't know if we're
fight
thinking about the same thing. I'm talking about the Old
It's a fight
Republic,
we
the
can't
MMO
win.
that's out right now.
Not without help.
Apparently, it plays very
We need
much like
every
Mass
species
Effect,
and all their
and
ships to leave
especially
without
the new
chance of
expansion.
defeating
It's
them.
very much Mass Effect in
Talk to
Star
the
Wars.
Council.
Or Star Wars and Mass Effect,
Convince them to
whichever
help
one you
us.
would
What if
prefer,
they
I suppose.
won't listen?
Then make them listen. Now go. That's an order.
I don't really have a
Can't
streaming
take orders
schedule,
from you
Darius.
anymore, remember?
I'm just really flaky like that. It would definitely be
Consider yourself
to my
reinstated,
advantage to have a schedule.
Commander.
I don't know. I really have to put some time into that because I feel like I can't commit
I'll be back for
to the
you.
same
I'll
days
bring
and times every
every fleet I
week.
can.
I mean, YouTube is good because I can record whenever and then have a backlog and then upload those daily, but... But I don't know. Maybe like Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know. I usually go to happy hour on Thursdays, but not every Thursday. Some days I might go on Friday. So like I can't commit to one of those days to stream because maybe I like to go out after work on Thursdays or Fridays. It tends to vary. And same with the weekends. Like if I'm going to go somewhere at night, it's most likely going to be a Saturday. So I can't commit to a Saturday all the time. And then Sundays is the podcast. So that's schedulable, I suppose. I guess I definitely acknowledge that it's something that I could benefit from. And so would viewers. I know people would like to have an idea of when it's going to happen in advance. Yeah, it's a little awkward when she jumps in and they're like, "Welcome aboard, Shep," and she's like, "Oh, thanks." Like after fighting for your life and running out of ammo, almost dying, and then leaving Anderson behind. "Oh, thanks." It's a really great point of the game. I'm ruining it by talking over it, but I would suggest you play this game yourself. Also, I'm doing my best to talk over it so that maybe YouTube copyright won't force me to take this video down. Especially like places like Germany, they're really strict. If you get copyright hits sometimes, Germany would be the first place that videos would not be available, so it's kind of frustrating in that sense. Yeah, Holt Manable, you're talking about the extended, or whatever it's called, the expanded ending or extended ending, the extended cut. They just added some slideshows at the end, basically to show you that the choice you made actually happened. You weren't tricked by that weird Star Child kid. So they didn't really change it. They just sort of expanded on it to prove that the endings were real and not like, oh, if you pick Control and Synthesis, you're actually doing what the Reapers wanted kind of thing.
What the hell's going on? Where's Anderson? Where are we going? Hey!
We're leaving.
Leaving?
Leaving?
What's going on?
Anderson wants us to go to the Citadel, get help for the fight.
Bullshit, he wouldn't order us to leave.
He can see what's going on. Without help, this war's already over.
Then you can drop me off at the nearest depot, because I'm not...
Stop it, Lieutenant. You don't want to go. We get it. But this isn't a democracy.
Got him.
We're going to the Citadel. You want out? You can catch a ride back from there.
I remember that, like, this part of the game was when I'm like, who's this guy? They're gonna force me to use this new James guy. I don't want another human on my squad. It's boring.
Through.
Star Wars Empire at War. I don't know. I own it. Maybe I'll play it. Now that I know somebody's interested, maybe I will.
Anderson's already ordered me to the Citadel to talk to the Council.
First, I need you to lance outposts on Mars.
Okay, I've said this a few times, but I'm really pleased now to tell. It seems like, at least on the Normandy, my Shepard's
Yes, sir.
skin tone is not horribly pale. It seemed like at the beginning of the game I was, like, way, way too pale.
To Sony. We found a way to stop the Reapers. Only way to stop them. Contact soon. Hack it out.
Man, I'm still really impressed that the Mass Effect 1 face that I made for Shepard is holding up really well. She looks very realistic, and a lot of characters you make in this game look terrible.
Why Mars? What does he think we'll find there?
I don't know. Yet.
The only thing about Empire at War is the ground battles. They just kind of feel lame. I don't know.
Grab your gear.
Alright, we're going to Mars. What's up? Zamolxi or Zamolx? Zamolxi? Zamolxi 12. Well, I guess that means I'll play Empire at War at some point. I gotta start thinking about what I'm gonna stream after Mass Effect ends. Mass Effect's one of those games that once I start playing it, I get really into it, and that's another reason why the set schedule for the stream isn't quite effective, because, like, now since I have a bunch of days off, I'm like, I'm gonna play a ton of Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect 3, I'm just gonna bomb through it. Whereas if I have a schedule, I have to wait for the days and times that I have scheduled.
We'll know soon enough. Be ready, Joker.
Halo Wars I've never actually played. Wasn't that an RTS on console? I don't know. How do RTSs really play on console? I just remember StarCraft 64 not playing very well. Looks like Romanians coming in force into the chat.
Still no contact from the base, but we've got a massive storm headed our way.
How long till it hits?
Half hour tops. After that, we're gonna have difficulty keeping up comms with the Normandy.
Understood.
So we should be able to get to level 60 quite easily in this first playthrough. We should be able to. Okay, so let's make sure we put our points in. Fragonate's fine. I'm probably just going to save my points and wait so that we can level up levels 5 and 6 of all of our other stuff. So, like, combat mastery, fitness is going to be really important. Actually, fitness now would be really helpful. Just to get started on that. Because, you know, you can end up dying very, very fast. See, what's happening here? It looks like my Paragon... No, I'm wrong. Okay, so we have... It's not that our Paragon is higher than our Renegade. It's like we have this much Renegade and this much Paragon. And then it all is combined into this reputation. So, okay, so I'm not a huge fan of Barrier. I'm just going to level up Reeve here. Okay, so power duration is fine. Actually, wait. Undo that. I'm going to do area of effect instead. Recharge speed is usually pretty good. Effectiveness against armor. Is there anything for biotic detonations? That's always pretty good. Damage protection. Let's do this one. I don't care if it helps. I don't care if it keeps Caden alive. Who cares about that? Let's do the chain overload. Which one of these is better? I think what I do is I do the chain overload here, and then I do the increase to at the very, very end here. Let's do that. All right, James. Kind of the same thing. I'm going to level up Carnage. It's much better to focus on one power at a time rather than spread things out, in my opinion. Don't care about knockdown. Recharge speed is always very important. Damage to armored targets or just straight up damage. We're going to do armored targets. I'm glad you like my videos. Thank you, Zamolx. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just saying it differently every time I say it. Okay, and then let's do... I usually do weapon damage bonus, honestly. Yeah, Witcher 1 is a strange game. It's just very different from the other Witchers. That's for sure. Oh, wait, we have 5... Oh, no, we don't have 5 points. All right, let's go. So I only have... I think I have a bunch of weapons. I don't carry a pistol. I usually carry an assault rifle and a shotgun. That's probably the combination I will be using a lot in this in this playthrough.
A little dust storm seems like the least of our worries. Fair enough.
Caden just fucking tore apart James. Shut the fuck up about the dust storm, dude. I tried Witcher 1 and I made it through like the introductory period and it felt very overwhelming. So I generally don't use sniper rifles in this game. This is our opportunity that we can change our loadout right away. Now, I have the DLC. I have all the DLC in this game, so I could like, switch to the Harrier right now? Would anybody care? I mean, would it bother anybody if I switched my guns? I don't know, it just feels cheap. What I'm going to do in this playthrough right now is I'm going to use a sniper rifle. Until I pick up the shotgun that I want, I am going to use sniper rifles and then assault rifles. So, like, if I want the Harrier right now, is that, like, garbage? Is that bullshit that I... Okay, it's the early in the game. Let's just go ahead and stick with... Let's just go ahead and stick with what we've got.
Over here. He's a Lance. Sergeant Reeves. Didn't put up a fight before he died. Something's not right here.
Keep a low profile till we know what's going on.
Once we get to the Citadel and leave the Citadel the first time, we'll go ahead and we'll just use other weapons. I generally use the Cerberus Harrier until I pick up the N7... What is it? N7... It's the one you get on the Omega DLC. I really, really like that. The Valkyrie, the N7 Valkyrie. I quite like that gun. I'll probably switch to that. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. That was pretty effective, I'd say. Cerberus is annoying only because they can dodge concussive shot. Most other factions can't dodge. Oh, Geth can dodge a little bit, but they generally don't roll. So, here's some classic Mass Effect 2 strategy for you. But I'm not going to be using this very much, you'll see. So this guy still has Reeve. Can I detonate Reeve with concussive shot? I don't think so. This is our opportunity to try it, though. Reeve is a long cooldown, though. Have I tried Warhammer? Are you talking about Total War? Or I mean, there's a lot of Warhammer games. Okay, I can't detonate biotics with concussive shot. I didn't think so.
Those guys were Cerberus.
I've played Space Marine, just kind of a mindless hack and slash. I really like that game, though. It's very, very fun.
Question.
You don't know.
I'm not with them anymore, Caden, if that's what you're asking.
It wasn't, but you have to admit, it's a bit, convenient.
Dawn of War. I've played Dawn of War 2. I like it a lot. The first one is more of a pure RTS, whereas the second one is... Let's just go ahead and detonate this guy. Carnage can detonate my ammo powers. Cerberus also uses grenades. You gotta roll away from those. Okay, so we need to level up. I mean, once we level up, we'll be applying ammo powers a lot easier, and this will be significantly easier. That's what I'm saying. Am I on the right difficulty, by the way? I should be. It seemed like I was taking a lot of damage early on in the game.
Doesn't look like they came here in force.
Yeah, just a few vehicles.
Must have had help from the inside.
You could be right.
No way they could take this facility with anything less than a full battalion.
Okay, so just real quick, let's just make sure. Okay, we are on Insanity. That's all. I just want to make sure. And wait a minute. Is my squad turned? Turn off their power use. Okay. So once we get inside and we get Liara, Liara is a good example of squad mates not using what you want when you use hotkeys. Because you'll use a hotkey and I'll use Singularity. That's what I want, right? But then I'll hit it again, and I would think like, oh, she should use Warp, but instead she just uses Singularity again.
How am I not supposed to think that?
I use them to take down the collectors. That's it.
There's more to it. They rebuilt you from the ground up. They give you a ship. Resources.
Let me be clear. I've had no contact with Cerberus since I disabled
The Warhammer versus Warhammer 40k, it's not the same universe. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but one is science fiction and one is medieval fantasy. But I wouldn't say they're the same universe per se. It's not like one is the future of the other. It's that it's like the same factions, but one just in different settings.
You don't trust Cerberus? Fine, but I am done explaining myself to you.
Yeah, I saw that poll for the Legacy of the Confederation remake. I commented on it within the first minute of it going up.
Are we clear?
Perfectly. I didn't mean to.
It's Liara. It's weird, like, Liara is like the hardest working person in the universe, right? She's the Shadow Broker, but she's also doing full-time research at this Mars facility on Prothean stuff. Got him.
Easy there, Lieutenant.
Yeah, right? Like, he's like, do you want more images or do you want gameplay videos? And everyone's like, why would we want more images if you're offering us a video?
Liara.
I was worried when the reports came in.
I feel from their perspective, they're like, well, you've already seen the stuff that already exists, so you don't, you know, maybe you don't want a video of the stuff you've already know that it exists. We can give you some newer stuff. But like those tanks and those riflemen that they made, I'd like to actually see those in the game and see how they work and their attack animations and the sounds and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Hallelujah. Some answers, finally.
Maybe. I've discovered plans for a Prothean device. One that could wipe out the Reapers.
Here? On Mars?
In the Prothean
I feel like Liara looks significantly different than she did in the first 2 games.
We've known about the archives for decades.
I'm only just kind of noticing this now, but I don't know, she looks different.
Mixed with a little desperation. When you destroyed the Alpha Relay, you bought us some time, but then you were under investigation. I knew I had to do something. Hackett knew it too. He contacted me, asking I meant to come see you.
I think your work here is a bit more important.
True enough.
True enough.
In any case, my work paid off. The archives are full of data, an overwhelming amount. I think I found what we need.
Sounds like
one thing I always found interesting is people are like, oh, the Crucible, it's Deus Ex Machina. Literally.
It's
but the interesting thing is,
a blueprint.
It's more than we had a minute
it's
ago.
not because it didn't happen at the very end. You spend the whole game building the Crucible. So it's not like, oh, well, you did your best, and then in the last 5 minutes, the Crucible shows up. Like, you know about it from the beginning, and you're working to build it the whole game. So I wouldn't count it as Deus Ex Machina.
The Protheans came close to defeating the Reapers. They had plans to destroy them, but ran out of time.
And anything powerful enough to destroy the Reapers.
Just might be something Cerberus would be interested in.
The Legacy of the Confederation remake, like the fact that they have a Facebook set up and so many people are following it is awesome. But I think they set their next milestone as at like 3,500 likes, which I'm skeptical about, you know. Like I hope they get that many people, but that's pushing it. Like they blazed up to 1,000 and now it's really tapered off. I don't know if it'll ever make it to 3,500. That's pretty ambitious, but we'll see. Hope so. I hope so. I know he's been promoting his page a lot on Facebook and trying to spread it around. I don't know when it's coming out, Darius. I think they had mentioned they want it. They're shooting for like a mid-summer release.
Not a problem for someone with biotics.
Okay, so we want to level up Liara before we do anything here. We're going to level up Singularity and Warp. That's pretty much all that matters right now. Okay, I like the additional enemies. And then the recharge speed is really important. And then this is fine. We just make it do damage. And then warp so that we can detonate it. Let's see how far we can make this. So we want to definitely increase the force of biotic combos, because that's what we're using warp for almost exclusively. Well, I'll just kill some of these guys right away.
You can't hide forever.
Okay, so now that we leveled up the cooldown, we hit this. And we're going to wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and then we use warp. There we go.
That's all of them.
The biotic explosions in this game are really, really satisfying. That sound that they make, boom, is really, really satisfying. So I love using them. I like playing an adept in multiplayer. This is going to break.
They've sabotaged the elevator.
There's got to be another way up.
Nope.
How'd Cerberus get into the facility?
Not sure. 1 minute we were getting reports of the Reaper invasion. The next, there was chaos. Didn't even realize it was Cerberus at first.
Could they be working with the Reapers?
Doubtful, but I suppose anything's possible.
Yeah, it is a shame that he can't make any money off of it, but I mean, it's been that way for custom maps since the original StarCraft, Warcraft 3. Nobody was making money off that stuff. It was only until Dota and, you know, with Valve and all of that people started thinking, "Oh, well, maybe I should be able to make money off of this." Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Nobody ever did. So when some people say the arcade isn't going too well, the StarCraft 2 arcade isn't going too well because people can't make money off of it, I totally disagree, because people weren't making money off of that stuff for the longest time. Combat in this game is just so much more satisfying. Throw a grenade, pop him out of cover, roll away from the grenade, hit him with a concussive shot, he explodes. It's so great.
We'll need access to the pedway. Controls should be nearby.
And I also like how they introduced all the different, you know, they introduced weapon mods and all this stuff that just increases the RPG element of the game that was lacking in Mass Effect 2. It's a really good mix
Security's been tampered with.
of Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2.
Shepard, see if you can gain access to the pedway. I can't seem to unlock the live feeds, but...
Did you see that? Who's that woman in the vid?
That's Dr. Ivakore. She got here about a week ago. Any luck?
I don't know. I just wish Blizzard would recognize that there is a custom campaign scene, and they've said themselves, they've been the ones that say, the majority of people buy StarCraft to play the single player. A lot of people play multiplayer, and that's what increases the longevity of the game, but the majority of people play it for the multiplayer. So, it's frustrating to see that Warcraft 3 had custom campaign support, and it was really good, too, and they could easily transfer that to the arcade, where you can group maps. I don't know, like, Warcraft 3, it all gets combined into a .wcn file, you put it in a folder, and poof, you can play it. And they could easily make that happen in the campaign, too. It's very frustrating. It seems like it would be so easy for them to implement, and they just haven't done it, and I don't know why. I feel like custom campaigns are not something they need to worry about in terms of copyright.
Heads to the archives. Once Cerberus is across, they're at the final security checkpoint. And that's where we're headed.
I mean, the thing about Warcraft 3 custom campaigns is it wasn't online, so they would argue, well, we want everything in the arcade. But they could still transfer that same general idea to the arcade. In fact, it would be easier because you could download them straight from the arcade as opposed to having to go to the Hive Workshop and download a .wcn file. So, I don't know. It's really frustrating. I hope one day, if I get big enough in terms of being a channel, I could reach out to a Blizzard HR person, maybe get free tickets to BlizzCon or something, and have an opportunity to go to BlizzCon and ask these questions. Or if I just have a direct line to someone that works at Blizzard and they realize that I'm a community member with a lot of followers, you know, maybe they'll actually take what I have to say into consideration. That would be really nice. I hope. That's my goal. That's my long-term goal. I would love to. I mean, it just seems like something that would be so simple for them to implement, and they just have not done it. There's weapon mods in this room somewhere. I guess let's kill these guys first. Whoop, not like that. So we do this. Might as well kill a few of them. We can do a biotic explosion and a fire. It's called a fire explosion, by the way. There we go. Look at that guy flying away. There's so many options in this game that it's hard to use all of them. There's so many different cool combinations of skills to use. It's hard to use all of them. I did a fire explosion and a biotic explosion.
We need to pressurize the room first. There we go. We have access to the labs. They'll take us right to the tram station.
Hey, there's a recording of what happened here.
I don't know. In the long run, it just seems like they shouldn't need to be convinced to support custom campaigns. It just seems like such an easy thing to add to the arcade. Hey, I have 8 maps that I made. I can bundle them all into one file and upload that one file onto the arcade. And then there's a drop down it's the single-player drop-down. They just have to turn that into a custom campaign drop-down, or just campaign drop-down, or just keep it single-player. And you can just browse by campaign as opposed to map. You click on one file, it opens up into 8 maps, and then you're allowed to... I don't know. It just seems like it'd be so simple.
You did what needed
It's
to
just
be
a
done.
UI update.
Right now,
I don't know.
need you to get us to the archives.
Through the door. We're getting close.
Nice.
Yeah, the cutscene editor is something that I've not seen anybody utilize yet, Patrick. So I'd be interested to see if anyone's able to learn that. I've seen some tutorials on YouTube, but I've never seen a map that actually makes cutscenes, like real cutscenes, not like camera cutscenes, but actual cutscenes that we would have seen in Blizzard campaigns. Okay, so let's change. Let's put her back to the shuriken. Looks like we picked up something. And then Caden. He can use an assault rifle, apparently. I don't know. Let's just leave him with the Avenger. This is fine. We'll just leave him with what he's got. And using those things, of course, resets all of your ammo powers again. So everybody has to carry at least 2 guns. So even if you're trying to make it so that they're carrying things that are much lighter, you just want to give them the lightest guns and then use these ultralight materials. So like that's going to work especially for Liara, so that her cooldowns are shorter. So that's something they also added in this game is depending on your weapon weight, that's how quickly you can cast powers. It's pretty cool. So that's why I carry an assault rifle and a shotgun. I don't like to carry sniper rifles because they tend to be very heavy. So let's do this. And this. And we don't have warp yet. Can detonate with overload, though. Not as good, but it's something. And you can never just straight up just shoot the shit out of them, as opposed to, you know, have all these powers and stuff. So these guys, you can snipe them. Well, you can have an armor piercing mod, which I don't think is worth having just for these motherfuckers. Or you can shoot them. Well, this isn't working out too well, but you can shoot them through the little slots like that. Really satisfying. Do I watch any other YouTube personalities? Not really. I mean, I don't have much free time. So I usually watch other games on YouTube. I play enough StarCraft. I don't really feel like watching much more of it, but I do follow Loco. I try to support the scene, but I don't spend too much time actually watching it. But like Loco, Falcon Paladin, Jack Attack, they're all really friendly and good commentators that I'd like to see more of. Let's go ahead and grab this guy. Man, Liara, your cooldowns are just way too... Oh, God. Oh, that... God damn it. I'm surprised that outright killed me, but it must have been right on top of me. You're saying Loco doesn't have that many viewers? Loco is the most viewed StarCraft personality right now. Okay, so these guys you can use, there's a few different things you can use on these guys. I just like to snipe them through the shields, but you can use Singularity and it picks them up. Does Reeve detonate this? It does. Okay, that's good to know. This is a good combination. It's just the cooldown on Reeve is a little too long to use that very, very frequently. All right, let's not get hit by a grenade again. Alright, the smoke grenades are annoying too because they stop you from seeing people back there. What games do I enjoy besides StarCraft and Mass Effect? All sorts of stuff. I like a lot of roguelikes these days. Really big into roguelikes. Let's see if that hits him. Probably not. I got him! They're all running away from me. There wasn't anything in here, right? I just want to make sure I pick everything up. Very similar to Mass Effect 2. If you miss stuff on missions, you can't go back and get them. Unless it's like Newgate Plus or something. Let's... Can we okay, yeah, we can detonate with Overload. That's really cool. You can detonate fire explosions with Overload, too. Oh, God. Bad news bears. All right, let's wait for some health and then pop some Metagel. Nice. Okay, that was perfect. Can use energy drain. Again, I had just kind of, you get a feel for how long your you get a general feel for how long your cooldowns are, and it changes in Mass Effect 3. What is this motherfucker? Get the fuck out of here. There we go. I mean, I'd say the same thing. Twitch is definitely secondary for me. I mean, I have more fun on Twitch because I can interact directly with people. But in terms of, like, personality, StarCraft personality priorities, YouTube, for me, comes first. Because it's easier to archive things there, especially for things like custom campaigns. That's how people are going to see more, is they can go on YouTube and they can watch a playlist for 10 hours, you know. On Twitch, that stuff isn't archived. I think Twitch is really good for building a community. YouTube is good for retaining a community.
And they'd only scratched the surface. There are vaults filled with Prothean data troves that have never been studied. That's the tram line. Takes us right to the...
Well, yeah, okay, so I guess I should say Loco is one of the biggest personalities on YouTube. On Twitch, not so much. I mean, most pro players have more followers on Twitch, but Loco on YouTube has the most. But yeah, I would totally be down for Overwatch. I've been meaning to email Blizzard and ask them. This guy normally has a shotgun you can pick up if you're not holding one. I was going to email a representative at Blizzard and say, like, I have a YouTube channel with this many followers. Can I have an Overwatch key, please? I just haven't done it yet, but I need to.
That's an understatement.
I take it that's the only way in.
It's the only way I know of.
We'll skirt around it. Stay out of its sights.
I'll move up first. Don't let it target you.
Okay, so this is just sort of teaching you how to peek out from cover and then run.
Shit.
On Insanity, though, situations like this, you're still probably going to get hit, whereas this is designed so that you don't get hit, but you can still get hit.
Stay in cover, Shepard.
It is cool that you can roll from cover to cover, though. I don't like how middle mouse is the button to slide, but
The turret can't fire on us from here.
I can change that, I guess. I shouldn't complain. Okay. Apparently energy drain is not high enough for what I want to do. This guy, can we just detonate him? Do something to detonate him. There we go. Again, my cooldowns aren't short enough because I don't have the weapons. I'm not using the weapons that I really want to use right now, so I'm used to being able to use concussive shot like immediately upon wanting to, but I can't because of the guns that I'm using right now. Nice. Okay. I think I'm already liking Kaidan a lot more than Ashley. My last playthrough I used Ashley. Didn't really care for that. Sniper concentration mod is pretty good. It basically functions like Adrenaline Rush. It's like the infiltrator skill.
Set up a perimeter. No one else comes across.
We still have teams on the other side.
No one. And shut down those cameras.
Looks like they've made it to the archives.
And I doubt they'll just send us a tram.
Can you override it?
The archives are on a separate network. We're completely locked out.
Not if we can find a short-range communicator, helmet to helmet.
And?
And we convince them that we're on
The
their
vault
side.
into an enemy they
Tell
added
them
to
the
this? You
Alliance
mean like
forces
when
will
you
be taken
grab them
care
from
of.
behind cover?
Good
Because
idea.
that's pretty cool.
See what you can find. What?
The Major has become very capable.
Agreed.
Commander, I found something.
The Major has become very capable. Shut up, Liara. Just shut up.
What have you got?
He's got a transmitter in his helmet. If I can...
So this is why you shouldn't feel bad killing other people, because they're weird husks.
Yeah.
That's basically the point of this
They've
cutscene.
definitely done something to him.
I think this game was rated teen. It might have been mature, but if it was teen, this is why. Hey, they're not real people, so when you shoot them in the head with a sniper rifle and their head explodes, it's because they're monsters, not because they're people.
Hayden, I'm still me, but I've got a mission, and I am not going to force you to come along.
I'm with you, Commander. I just wanted you to know why I'm...
Come on.
I really enjoy
Let's see
being
if
mean
we
to
can get
Caden
them to
because
send
he's
that tram
skeptical
over.
of me. That's some good shit.
Hello, this is Delta Team. Anybody there?
This part's always been stupid to me. Hey, this is Delta Team. I'm the only one that doesn't sound like a creepy monster. But I'm definitely one of you.
Waiting for extraction. All hostiles terminated.
Roger that. Echo team will ride over and secure the station.
If I got an Overwatch key, though, I would definitely play it so you guys could see it.
We should get in position. Flank them when they get off the tram.
Good thinking, Major.
All right. It doesn't matter where you put them. Just put them down here.
Got it.
Right away!
So, like, when you know enemies are coming, you can just destroy them. It's really satisfying. So, like, these folks, I can stand out of cover, actually. Do this. Do this. Okay, now we're back in cover. Let's go ahead and reeve this fellow. Nice. Okay, that's going to take care of 2. Energy drain is up. And reeve is up so we can detonate this. Oh, whoa! Whoa, buddy, whoa! Look at these crazy cats. Very rarely does the enemy do that. Only specific enemies are designed to leave cover and move directly towards you. Interesting. Okay, who's left? Hi, friend.
Got it!
Alright, I can't see this fellow. That poor guy. We should use warp to detonate, by the way. I keep using reeve, but warp I have leveled up to do 50% more damage and force. Alright, let's get going.
Storm's getting bad. We better wrap this up quickly.
The archives are right on the other side.
That and a squad of angry
Well, Red
Cerberus
Rook,
troops.
it sounds like you just did announce it. Haha. Okay, so these fellows are coming over. I'm gonna need up my sniper. Oh, God, okay. There we go. Get him, Liara. Liara, please. Use your... Liara. There we go. Good job. So that's gonna cause 2 of them to just fall like a bunch of idiots. Satisfying. Well, we got him. Alright, detonate him with an overload or something. Nah, never mind. He's dead. Okay. Man, I swear I'm hitting them. Oh my god! I gotta pay attention to grenades. It's... I've been playing the other two games too long, and now I'm playing this shit. It's totally different. There we go. This is what I meant to do right away. I think it grabbed the enemies as the tram moved. That was pretty good. No, 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 no! God damn.
Damn, they really didn't want us getting in here.
Yes, it confirms my assertions about the value of the data stored here.
They knew we were trapped out there. I don't know why they even sent another tram out. It's death number 2, actually. Both to grenades. You can most likely expect if I'm going to die, it's going to be to a grenade, it's going to be to a Ravager, or it's going to be to a Banshee. Those are the things that tend to kill me in this game. Alright, let's get out of here. Well, no, we're fine in here, actually.
I'm on it.
Did that not kill? Oh, no, it's just a different guy. I'm like, did that really not kill that guy in there? There's not a grenade by me, is there? I gotta keep track of that shit now. I also like how you can curve your shots, curve your powers around cover. It's really, really neat. Alright, let's run over here. I'd love to just use warp instead, because again, I have warp leveled up to do more biotic damage, but we're gonna have problems with shielded enemies for now. Actually, no, we have overload. Alright, we gotta get rid of these guardians. Let's do that with Liara. Did that miss? Okay. Hit him again. There we go. Again, my cooldowns are longer than I am expecting them sometimes. Can we please just detonate this guy? Thank you. Yes, and then the singularity explodes too. That's very, very helpful. That smoke is so fucking annoying. It was smart of them to give the enemies some more abilities. Oh my god, more grenades. Let's at least get rid of one of these guardians. Oh, we missed him. Well, no, I hit him, but we didn't get a headshot. Okay, this guy over here I don't like. We need to do something. This part of the game, when your powers and weapons aren't leveled up, this is actually pretty tough. There we go. One's down. Another grenade. I just keep running back and forth between these two spots. Liara's actually down, so we have to kill this guy like normal. That's not a big deal. Mostly just got to be on the lookout for grenades. There we go. There we go. Okay, got him. And again, I'm not going to be using a sniper rifle very much throughout this playthrough. Pretty much just this mission. I don't plan on using anymore. Luckily, you can revive your squad mates like normal these days. Again, I feel like some other weapons, the ammo power would be applied a little faster. So that's why I'm using concussive shot and it's not detonating, because I'm expecting incendiary ammo to apply a debuff and it's not doing it. I've not played XCOM 2. I don't own XCOM 2. I haven't played XCOM 1. If I'm going to play, though, I'll probably play the first one first. Yeah, I agree. The Banshee fight at the very end of this game is... It's the very last combat portion of this whole game, besides Marauder Shields. It's definitely the hardest part of all 3 games. It's like, it's one of the hardest encounters.
Caden.
one mission with no shooting, like no single shot, only abilities. That'd be pretty fun. I think if you were an adept, that's way more doable. As a soldier, though, I mean, I could use concussive shot. I could spam concussive shot. That would absolutely work.
Elusive man.
Fascinating race, the Protheans. They left all this for us to discover, but we squandered it. The Alliance has known about the archives for more than 30 years.
Do I play Dota 2? I play a lot of Dota. Well, I used to play a lot of Dota 2. Occasionally I stream it, but I only play maybe once a week at most. I kind of burnt myself out on that game.
The data in these artifacts holds the key to solving the Reaper threat.
8 deaths on that Banshee fight? You underestimate me. Once I get some better weapons and some better gear, it'll be smooth sailing.
Improved.
That's what separates us, Shepard. Where you see a means to destroy, I see a way to control.
So you're saying if I die, I'm punished and have to make it even harder? Probably leading to even more deaths.
Earth is under siege and you're hatching a scheme to control the Reapers?
Anyone can destroy, but great civilizations do more. You know that. It's why you kept the collector base.
So we'll say every 5 deaths, I have to do a mission with only powers and no weapon damage. Concussive shot shouldn't make that too bad, but still.
This isn't your fight any longer, Shepard. You can't defeat the Reapers, even with the Prothean data.
I quite like shotguns in this game only because they pretty much guarantee to apply your weapon power debuff. So like if you hit someone with a shotgun that's applied with incendiary ammo, you can immediately concussive shot and it will detonate. It's the best way to apply damage in this game.
Use their power, harness their very essence to bring humanity to the apex of it.
With that data, I'll rid the galaxy of those machines once and for all.
Your vision is pathetically limited. You were a tool, an agent with a singular purpose.
The Kai Lang fight is actually where things tend to go wrong for me. The Kai Lang fight in the Cerberus base, that's pretty tough to not die on.
Your time is over.
Enough talk. Liara?
Don't interfere with my plan, Shepard. I won't warn you again.
Go to hell.
Shepard.
What?
The data, it's not here. It's being erased.
Yeah, I'll get Javik. I use him. He's okay. I like his assault rifle, but I don't really care for his powers that much.
How's he doing it?
It's local. Someone's uploading the information.
It's not Kai Lang that I have the biggest problem with. It's not him. It's the fight where... I mean, with that part where he summons like 3 or 4 phantoms, plus him, is pretty wild.
She's got the data.
With energy drain, we shouldn't have too much of a problem with
Stay close. We can't lose
Banshees.
her.
So we just chase this woman down. You can't damage her. I mean, you can damage her, but she just gets her shields back. But it's fun to damage her as if you're... Oh, God. As if you're still, you know, chasing her down. Makes it more cinematic.
There she is. Stay on her. She's getting away. Watch out! Over there.
You can dodge the incinerates. Get him, Liara. Whoa, dear. Don't get hit by those.
Down there. James, you read me? Cerberus has the data. Radio the Normandy. Get them down here now.
Come on, Shepard. You couldn't, like, grab her leg? You were right behind her. I'm right under. Just grab her foot. Oh, my God. Pull her off the ladder.
She's getting away.
The best fast food restaurant in the USA.
Damn it.
That's...
James. Normandy.
That's tough. I mean, it's very much based on opinion, and it also depends on what you would consider fast food, because there's some places that are kind of like mid-tier fast food. So any other Americans, if you're familiar, like In-N-Out Burger or Five Guys, is that fast food? It's kind of fast food. Those are pretty good. I would consider those top, you know, like I would say that. But if we're talking like strictly fast food, like places with a 99-cent menu, I would say Wendy's. I'd go with Wendy's or Chick-fil-A. I think those two are the best fast food places. All right. I am quite excited to see Caden get his shit kicked in. Like, when that robot thing picks him up by his head and just smashes him against the ship, it's pretty fucked up, but... I mean, who likes Caden? Not many people. Especially we're playing Renegade Shep. We should enjoy watching our squad mates getting beat up, right? McDonald's and KFC, again, it's definitely opinion-based. I would...
Let him go.
Orders?
I don't know. I wouldn't put a vote in for either of those. They're not bad. I mean, they're fast food, but... If I had an option for other things, I would not choose those two.
Grab that thing. Bring it with us.
Shepard, we got Reaper signatures in orbit.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of chicken, like fast food chicken, Chick-fil-A is probably the best fast food chicken. Unless there's like a local chain somewhere that I don't know about. But in terms of nationwide, I would say Chick-fil-A is without a doubt the best chicken fast food. Hamburgers, though, I would go with Wendy's. Unless we're counting things like In-N-Out Burger. Then I would say In-N-Out Burger. / Five Guys. Or Fat Burger, one of those. Shake Shack is delicious. Again, I don't know if that really counts as fast food. Shake Shack, I think, is probably the best of all of those. I would say, like, those mid-tier, like Fat Burger, In-N-Out Burger, Five Guys, and Shake Shack are 4 that are, like, mid-tier. I think Shake Shack is the best of those. God, I want Shake Shack now. It's really cold out, though. I'm not going. But Wendy's is definitely better than McDonald's if you're putting them on a list. Do I eat at chicken stuff? Yeah, I eat at Chick-fil-A. There's one very close to me. It's really good. I try not to eat there too much, but it's very, very close. So I usually go there once a week for lunch.
The Sol system.
Maybe once a week.
The Citadel is our best chance. We can find help there.
Get us to the Citadel, Joker.
Roger that.
Hold on, Caden.
Your Twitch account got hacked. What happened?
See what you and Edie can learn from that thing.
Commander, I'm receiving a signal over the secondary QEC.
Talking about, I mean, you're saying you have KFC, McDonald's, and Burger King in Romania. I mean, I assume, though, the ingredients that those restaurants use, even though they're fast food, the ingredients come from Europe. So they're, like, hamburgers there will most likely taste different. So it's hard for me, like, I can't really tell you which would be better because the food there probably tastes different than it tastes here. Because the ingredients come from different places.
I was there. So is the
So,
elusive man.
even though I might tell you I like McDonald's over Burger King might taste better in Romania because it's going to be made differently.
Edie and Liara are analyzing what we recovered.
What have you learned? Was it worth the effort?
Preliminary evidence suggests the data.
Yeah, Shake Shack, as far as I know, is only in New York City. It might be in some other bigger cities.
A weapon, massive in size and scope, that's capable of unquantifiable levels of destruction.
Send me the data.
Ah, that sucks, Mav. I don't know if Twitch support can help you with that or not.
Stopping the Reapers.
I hope so. Major Alenko was critically injured. We're taking him to the Citadel.
Sorry to hear that, Shepard. But we both know this is just the beginning.
Yeah, Wendy's is... There's one Wendy's in New York City, and it's kind of a pain to get to from where I live, so I don't ever go there. But I grew up in Ohio, and Wendy's started in Ohio. Their headquarters is in Ohio, which is a state in America, if you're unfamiliar. And it was in the capital of Ohio, and I worked very close to the Wendy's. It was like the original, not the original Wendy's, but it was the Wendy's right next to their corporate headquarters. So they had all sorts of stuff in there. Like, they were always really, it was like one of the best just because they expected corporate execs to come in and stuff from Wendy's. So they were always like really nice and very fast, very clean.
The Admiral's right. It's going to get worse.
Well, that incentivizes me to change my Twitch password, so I will probably do that. Thank you for making us aware, though. So if you have a Twitch account and you stream, I would recommend, given that. It seems like Twitch, there's always password issues on Twitch. I've gotten several messages of Twitch password issues in the past.
Soldier, I should be back on Earth fighting, not wasting.
That's really a shame.
If it's going to work, we need you. Commander?
Well, that's not my password, Ethan, but... Actually, I think the password I have set for my channel is pretty good. It's... You know, you do capital, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, special characters, mix them together.
It'll be a hell of a short war if they don't.
Oh, thanks. That's been out for a while. You want to come to the U.S. to taste our fast food? You should come for other reasons. It's not... there's better restaurants. I mean, I imagine it's the same with every country, but America's a very large country. It's very diverse, so West Coast, East Coast, South, Midwest, even within those regions, everything's very localized. Everything's very different. If you come to New York City, you're going to have a very different experience than pretty much anywhere else in the country. If you go to Los Angeles, you'll have a very different experience than anywhere else in the country. So, and again, I assume it's the same in pretty much every other country as well, but
barely got a pulse here.
It's very different everywhere.
Where are you taking him?
Where to Memorial? Best
Bless
care
you.
in the Citadel. We're not going with?
We need to see the Council.
Right. Looks like they might be coming to see you.
Commander Shepard, got word you were arriving.
Captain Bailey, good to see you again.
You have a Shake Shack in Moscow? Oh my word.
Though it's Commander now.
I don't know if it's the same chain, but if it's the same as the one I'm thinking of, they have delicious hamburgers.
Now half my job is dealing with political bullshit and escorting dignitaries around. No offense.
None taken.
Yeah, I mean, if you like hamburgers, if you don't like red meat, you won't like Shake Shack. But they have some of the best hamburgers. Again, though, let me emphasize: if you're in a different country, I can't guarantee what it will be like. Your Shake Shack might, again, use different ingredients, different beef. Might not be the same. So I don't know. But I hope it's good. I love Shake Shack.
All right.
You might have time to go by the medical center if you want to check on progress over there.
Meeting with the Council is our top priority.
I'll head up to Udina's office now. Meet you there.
One of my men can show you the way. You?
Just like the other two Mass Effect games, it seems like if you just go the general renegade path to just sort of be mean, you miss out on so much. So like if you don't go and visit Kaidan enough times, then he will definitely die when the Citadel gets invaded.
The other half of my job.
And it's the same with the genophage thing. If you fake the genophage and Rex is alive, he finds out, you lose all those war assets and you have to kill Rex anyway. So it's just bleh. And then there's a couple people you want to make sure you talk to. Not talk to, but there's like you run around the Citadel and you listen to people. And if you listen to them enough times, it unlocks stuff at the Spectre terminal. So we're going to make sure we do all of that as well. So we'll go to the hospitals first. Yeah, I totally get that, Mav. If that happened to me, I would lose a lot of incentive to ever stream again.
The nurse tells me you've refused to bathe and
just a heads up, yeah, so anybody viewing, if you ever come on my stream and something is really weird, something just doesn't seem right if I'm not talking, and it's, you know, something lewd or inappropriate, just assume right away that it's not me and it's been hacked. So, again, I would never do that to my viewers with some sort of shock thing. If you ever see that, it's not me. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I feel very bad for Mav and that's happened, so.
What color are they right now?
Maybe you could tell me what happened.
So this woman has the longest back and forth. You have to leave the hospital and come back. It's like 8 or 9 times you hear her whole story, and then it unlocks something at the Spectre terminal. And if you allow it, you let her have her gun back, and then she she uses it to kill people, I think, or she kills herself and some other people. So you just want to avoid that.
Welcome to Serta.
Okay, so let's buy the whiskey for him right now. We can get our first level of metagel capacity.
Patient's stable for now.
That's touch and go.
Okay, so let's go in and check in on Caden. Man, look at those pecs. Caden's ripped. He didn't look that way in the first game.
Hey, Caden.
Yeah, if you ever see me playing StarCraft multiplayer and winning it all against anybody, you can assume it's not me.
Get your ass out of this bed and back to your post, Major.
See, even the Renegade option is like, I'm sentimental, but I'm giving you the tough love to get out of bed. It's like, come on.
Sure use you. I could use you.
Yep, Ethan, you're right. Everybody's boobs got bigger in Mass Effect 3. Men, women, everybody.
Fight.
Home Manable, I actually prefer the keyboard and mouse. I've never played Mass Effect 3 though with a controller, but I'm a keyboard mouse kind of guy. Kind of prefer keyboard and mouse. There's some games, like a lot of platformers, I would stick with a controller, but like RPGs and third-person stuff, I would almost always go with a mouse and keyboard personally. Just my preference. I don't know if there's anybody to overhear in here. I don't think so.
Hi, Doctor. Didn't expect to see you again so soon.
Well, we need to prescribe you another round of antibiotics.
When I ship out.
Yeah, Darius. I mean, that's kind of the thing with fast food. I assume it's this way all over the world and not just America, is fast food is mostly empty calories. So when you eat it, you feel full for a shorter amount of time, and then you end up eating more later. And then the amount of fat and sugar in that food generally, it can be addicting. Like, you don't realize, it's a very subconscious thing. You'll crave that type of food more often.
Shepard, there you are.
Dr. Chakwas, you're here?
I'm working at an Alliance R&D lab down in Shelby.
Some chili mead.
Coordinating closely with Admiral Hackett.
What is chili
I
mead?
heard you escaped Earth in the Normandy, and that someone was critically injured. I came as fast as I could.
We had a run-in with a Cerberus synthetic on.
Very well.
We can skip some of this.
I wish I could have been there. I was never.
So you hadn't.
Yes.
So we'll take Chakwas with us.
Your place is in Normandy.
I couldn't agree more. You said.
Otherwise, you could take Dr. Michelle, but I'll take Dr. Chakwas. If you don't bring Dr. Chakwas, I think there's a mission, like a side quest you only get if she's on there anyway.
Commander Shepard, good to see you. Dr. Michelle, it's been a long time.
Because of you, I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't dealt with now I met physician. I assume you're...
How is Caden doing?
The Edram. These types you can go see him if you like.
Okay, so we'll talk to her real quick.
We've posted guard. It can be overwhelmed. You too, Commander.
So we've talked to Dr. Michelle. She'll give us updates on Caden every time we come back.
Welcome to Serta.
Cool. So I'm going to head back to the docks real quick before going to the embassies. Again, there's people that you overhear their conversation. You have to do it enough times such that it unlocks something at the Spectre terminal, or it might open a side quest. So this is very similar to Mass Effect 2, where like there's main quests, and there's certain things on the Citadel that unlock and are only open for certain periods of time on the Citadel. So like this couple right here, you come back, I think it's maybe 3 or 4 times, and after the 4th time, you have an option to unlock something at the Spectre terminal, which gives you some war assets. If you don't do this before going to Palaven, then these people are gone, and then you can never get that. So you want to make sure you just do all this kind of stuff now. Otherwise, you won't be able to later. It's just little stupid things like that, and because I'm a completionist, I'm going to do all of that. Oh, the firing range. Yeah, I mean, I've used some of those weapons, but I've never taken them like into missions, I suppose is what I mean. But I've never even tested every single one, I should say. We can go back to Huerta 2 and listen to the psychologist. We'll do this every time we come back to the Citadel. We'll chat with these folks. Not chat with them, but we'll listen to them.
It's a small human colony. We were supposed to help with evac. And the enemy was landing. Just scouts, the Turian things, a few of the big ones.
Don't fuck this up by rejecting her, yeah.
colonists to shuttles.
Well, we reloaded with Legion. It was only like a wasted 20 minutes, I guess, right?
I'd feel a lot better.
Just tell me what happened at Tiptree.
So, fun little fact, if you listen to this whole story, you learn that the girl that on the Tiptree colony with that Asari commando was Joker's sister.
Please select a destination. One moment, please.
And so this woman, this Asari commando on the Citadel, had to kill Joker's sister out of necessity. And I don't think you ever like tell Joker, and I don't think he ever finds out, but it's pretty messed up.
So, you're just silent behind enemy lines until the war is over?
No, they've got us on rotation. We're mostly in fortified holding zones until strike teams clear an area.
I mean, the thing about the weapons in this game is I don't think any are just objectively bad. There's just some that I like. I just like they work well with the powers that I use and things like that.
We'll be perfectly safe. They don't put engineers on the front lines.
But you won't be able to talk to us.
I didn't watch the videos on the Lair of the Shadowbroker ship, but I don't think you have to watch those to have the matriarch. It's Matriarch Aetha, I think. I still think she shows up. As long as you talk to her in the bar in Mass Effect 2, I think she shows up. But I don't think there's a prerequisite. I don't think there's a prerequisite to have watched the videos. I hope not, at least.
Now arriving at Presidium Embassy.
I mean, ultimately, it's not that big of a deal, but hopefully. This is a side quest.
Please tell the Primacy that the Vol Protectorate wishes to assist with the Alliance project.
Okay, thank you for clarifying, Ethan. That we don't even need the Lair of the Shadowbroker, but that's good to know. It'd be weird, though, I guess, how you can confront her about being Liar's father, but you would have no reason to actually know, I guess. That'd be kind of funny. So we're gonna punch the reporter again. You lose war assets for that, because if you're nice to her in all 3 games and you don't punch her, being nice apparently means not punching. You get extra war assets.
Humanity conspiracy here, Ms. Al-Jalani. The Council's simply not granting interviews at this time.
My viewers are going to know that CSEC and the Council...
Listen, lady, you think I don't have time to babysit?
Well, I'm camping out until I'm...
Fine.
The people want to hear your story.
Commander Shepard?
Oh, humanity has
questions.
It's different in every game.
Damn press.
See, you're keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Most people.
Okay, whatever.
I appreciate the higher pay.
We'll talk to this fellow, but this is one of the only times in the whole game where there's someone who just has like a million investigate things. We'll talk to him, though.
Near as I can tell. But that's just the tip. Yeah, already out. And at the moment, that means...
Okay. So, let's go and talk to Al-Jalani. Oh, I can be nice to her here? No, we're gonna punch her twice. Well, you try to punch her and she blocks it, and then you have to make sure you get the second one.
Commander Shepard, Khaleesa bint Seen and Al-Jalani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best we...
I've had enough of your tabloid journalism.
Not this time.
Ha! I like headbutted her.
You're angry. I get that. But I came here to get help for Earth, not answer your questions. Stay down.
And she just lays there. So if you're Paragon, there's a Paragon interrupt if you bypass hitting her the first time. Also, if you get the first Renegade interrupt, then she uppercuts you if you miss the second one. Anyway, you get like a second war asset where she like supports you via journalism if you do the Paragon interrupt instead. But screw that. We'll just skip that. We don't need war assets in this playthrough. We're just going to do Renegade stuff. Pretty ridiculous, though. Let's go and talk to the Council.
Commander, Councilor Udina said you'd be coming. If you'll follow me...
Yeah, can someone in the chat kind of answer the Terminator face question here? Because I didn't... when I imported my save, I don't have Terminator face. And I'll keep doing Renegade stuff, and I assume that'll make the Terminator face reappear, I hope. But I thought that it would just be imported.
How do you know this is the brunt?
New Reaper fronts are opening up everywhere.
Udina is kind of silly in this game. He has different colored hair, and he also has a weird, different accent all of a sudden. I don't know.
And it's just the beginning. We need your help. Everything you can spare.
Earth may be suffering, but our worlds are falling too. The Turians have lost Tatris.
We must fight this enemy together.
Need I remind you that the last time we fought the Reapers, Shepard sacrificed the Council to protect human interests?
True, but in the end we survived because we followed Shepard's lead.
Look at Udina. Udina actually seemed like he would help us in this game.
If we throw everything
And then he just, like, randomly betrays everybody. Again, I think this had to do with the rewrite of the script. I think it was a shame that, like, finally his character comes around to wanting to support you. And then, oh wait, nah.
Created by the Protheans during their war with the Reapers.
Prothean. What is it exactly?
I don't know what ending I'm gonna do, Delta.
Still piecing it
I don't know. I hate the
appears to
destroy
be a
ending because you destroy the Geth particularly. But I don't know.
So it would seem.
It's immense and intricate.
This is a fool's errand. The Protheans were wiped out by the Reapers. Clearly, the weapon is flawed.
It was
Oh, so this is the new council. I've never let the council die, so the council is totally different than the first game.
Before they could finish building it.
I've never once even heard this council speak.
It sure as hell beats standing around and arguing about it.
See you later, Darius.
And Udina's right. We need to stand together now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy.
The Council cannot give Earth the military support it needs. Our own planets must come first.
The Solarian Union is convening a summit amongst our species. If we can secure our own borders, we may be able to aid you.
Our fleets are also engaged. Honesty is all I can offer, Commander. I will not make a promise of rescue that I cannot keep.
Yeah, I think so too, Deltron.
Shepard, meet me in my office.
I should just kick Deanna Allers off my ship after inviting her there. I'll probably leave her on the ship.
I can on this Prothean device, Shepard.
We're doing Renegade but Renegade enough to not lose out on some content, you know?
Palaven's Primarch Fedorian is the one that called the war summit. He's your kind of man, open to extreme solutions. Trouble is, he didn't get out of Palaven's system when the Reapers attacked. We don't know if he's alive. He's essential to the summit. If the Normandy could extract him without being detected...
The Reapers are tearing us apart and you want to make a deal?
I'm trying to help you, Commander. The summit leaders set our war strategy, and this council is beholden to their decision. Save the Primarch, gain an ally. One with the power to grant you what you're looking for.
Well, the Reapers ravage Earth.
Your counselor was right.
Yeah, who was it supposed to be? Isn't it like Jessica Chobot or something? And something about her eyes, like they're like sunken eyes. I don't know.
Fedorian is on Palaven's largest. Good luck, Commander. The council has agreed.
Wow.
Okay, so we'll talk to Udina, who also has a bunch of investigate options for some reason.
Humanity, I'll try to get...
And again, he's like very...
We have a handful of...
He's like very happy to help us this time around. But then, oh wait, nah. Later in the game.
That part to me. I required a second.
Okay, so that's done. Get some more Renegade. Are my scars showing up? No scars yet. Maybe we just need to... Maybe we need to get past this first little bar. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get the scars. Don't you worry. I mean, fuck. We're faking the genophage. If that doesn't make some scars show up, I don't know what would. So we're pretty much done on the Citadel right now. You can't go to the other parts of the Citadel until after Palaven, so you kind of have to go to Palaven next, or we can go get Javik. It doesn't matter which one you do first. I might do Javik first only because you get some money. We can upgrade our guns on the Normandy and all that kind of stuff. You can kick her out anytime, so after the Geth coring interview... Ah, that's a good idea. Just get rid of her. Just get rid of her after you get all the war assets you can out of her. That's some good stuff right there. Let's go and listen to the crazy woman again. I'm trying to get all this kind of out of the way so that we're not doing it throughout the whole game.
We're at this little farm. We killed a few enemy scouts, and it's quiet.
Yep. Not even a small scar.
You humans get me dinner, show me around.
Yeah, my Shepard's looking pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. Good job, game. Good job, Face Importer.
She wants to hear all about what it's like to be a commando.
You were probably the most exciting thing ever to land at her farm.
Yeah. She's saying she wants to be a pilot, and I say that life on a ship is grimy. And she asks if I'd like to.
I'm really pleased the chat has come up with a lot of interesting solutions to like keeping people on the ship. I mean, this in Mass Effect 1 and 2, people were giving me ideas like you can do this and this, but then that way you can unlock something that you want, but then you can be really mean after it. That's great. Okay, am I done with the dock? I want to do the dock workers early because I don't know when they disappear. And I thought that the dock worker people are like gone. I thought the dock workers were already gone right after Palaven, so we want to make sure we do that first.
Listen, honey, please. This is how it has to be. Everyone's going through this.
I know, and I'm sure you'll be
Oh,
fine.
two-factor authentication. Yeah, I should do that.
It's like we're pre-space flight all of a sudden.
Pretty much. You should see what they've got us using for heavy munitions. It's all mass-produced LCOS Combine crap.
Wait, munitions?
You don't have to listen to this, by the way. I don't know why I am.
Be on the front lines.
Not in hot combat zones, no, of course not. But sometimes they need us to breach enemy fortifications.
Goddess, you said you were just going to be building emergency outposts.
Okay, so it's only one more time we have to listen to these folks, and it'll unlock what we're looking for. Let's grab Jessica Chobot.
What's going on here? Commander, just who I was looking for. Diana Allers, Alliance News Network. I think we can help each other.
She looks okay there, but it seems like once she's on the ship, she just looks weird. You know what it is? It's when her head, she dips her head to talk, and her eyes continue to look up at you, and it just like, it's weird.
About all council planets. My producers want me. Why would I want? Wars can be won or lost
Like
in
that.
the editing room, and this war needs to be won. I've got Alliance
Right there, yeah, that shit right there. That's where she looks fucking weird.
You get veto power over the segments I thought. Can you handle an arrangement like that, or do I?
Okay, great. So, Diana Allers is on our ship.
Welcome.
See you later, Dimbas.
Please select a destination. One moment, please.
We'll do this round one more time to listen to everybody so that we can unlock our Spectre stuff.
Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
So I'm in the shower with hot water and everything. And that's when Naira came.
Naira was another huntress on your ship?
Yeah.
See you later, Halt Manable.
I wanted it to be more than that, but she had a medical condition.
It's okay. It's in the file.
You're not very late.
Farm girl
You're not very late,
that
Justin.
another Asari is here. I thought the shuttle had gotten back.
Actually, yeah, you are. I'm going to stop streaming here probably in about 20 minutes. But we haven't done too much here. We haven't even gone to Palaven. We've just done the Mars mission. I died twice, both times to a grenade. So, as I've said, I expect that if I die on these missions in Mass Effect 3, it's going to be to a grenade, it's going to be to a Ravager, or it's going to be to a Banshee forcing me out of cover. It's going to be one of those things. I don't think anything else will kill me in this game. Especially once we get some of the better weapons that we want.
I'm sorry, honey. I didn't want you to worry.
Hey guys, how's it going? You guys having a personal conversation? How you guys doing? Can I be part of this? You guys have like an open relationship? You're going to war, she's gonna need some company.
Combat pay isn't as much as I make at the dig site.
We'll be fine.
Can you guys look at me,
All I
please?
want you to worry about is paying the bills.
I'm interested in what's happening here.
New dance classes, okay?
I was in a drop those. Can't get the girls there on time. And
I thought they carried over to Imposter, but apparently I have to earn them back. Actually, I'm not 100% sure, but a group of us suspect that I have to earn them back, but I'm fine doing that.
Gymnastics, whatever they want.
Okay, so that you had to hear him talk about like what it's like family benefits or something for people in wartime. So let's go to the Spectre office because we neglected to do that before. Oh, I was wondering, I'm like, I couldn't get in there when I went to the embassies the first time. It's because I wasn't a Spectre until after the cutscenes. They didn't reinstate my Spectre status till after. In my previous playthroughs, I was already a Spectre because in Mass Effect 2, if you're able to see the Council and you have a Paragon playthrough, then they reinstate your Spectre status. You can go right in here. But if you did a Renegade playthrough and you had the Oduna as the Counselor and, you let the original Council die, you're not a Spectre until after they reinstate you here. It's just a tiny little detail that doesn't really matter that much. Here's, yeah, the partner benefits increase. There we go. That'll give us some war assets. Spectre requisitions. We'll get these eventually, but I don't use these weapons. They're good to put on other people. Like, if we got the Black Widow, you give that to Garrus. He's crazy good, but we don't need them right now, and I don't have enough money, so I don't think it's very worth it to get very early. I don't know, Ethan. That's a good question. I'll look it up after I end the stream, and I'll get back to you guys. I am... Ah, crap. I'm displeased. We'll see. I definitely didn't use that in the in Mass Effect 2. I looked fucking crazy, so... Oh, you know what? You know what I suspect? It might be because I edited my imported face. All I did was the eyebrow colors were wrong, so I changed the eyebrow colors. But because I didn't accept the imported face, it's possible that it reset my scars. What I'm hopeful is that I'll be able to get them back throughout the game. I really hope so. We'll see. But I'm surprised that I don't have any. I'm surprised that there's none right now. But I'll look it up to see. I'm going to be a little disappointed if we don't get the scars, but I'm not going to restart the game. I'm not going to, like, go back and replay Mass Effect 2 and not buy the medical bay upgrade just so that I can get the scars back. As cool as they were, but unfortunately... the best part of the game. What's up, Big Beeman? Our podcast topic for today is going to be mobile games, and wife Barino is going to come on because she plays a decent amount of mobile games. So we're going to do our best to convince Keith and Brett that mobile games can still be fun. Because I know that they and many people just think most mobile games are stupid, but I play mobile games. I have a great time. We're going to go around the Normandy and we'll talk to folks, but I don't think I'm going to go to Palavin. I'm probably going to stop. And, going to do some cleaning in the apartment, spend some time with Tara. I'm going to call my parents, eat some dinner, and then we're going to come back at 7 and do the podcast, so... It's too bad that kid didn't actually die. I would have liked, like, if you're purely Renegade Shepard, you run up to the kid and he lights on fire, and then the camera pans back to Shepard, and she just, like, slowly a smile creeps on her face as she watches him just burn.
Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, but he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
I know.
Are you all right?
Just shaking off some sleep.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist... Oh. I beg your pardon. I thought you were alone.
I was just leaving.
They are. You don't have to go. We don't even know who this woman is.
I'm Comm Specialist Samantha Traynor with Alliance R&D. I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance. There weren't many of us aboard when the Reapers hit.
I need the Normandy functional. What exactly have you done to my ship?
We upgraded communications and removed most of the Cerberus tech, Commander.
Meaning?
The ship's in line with Alliance. In fact...
That's no longer enough.
Yes, I...
Okay, we get it.
Some of us would prefer that she...
Got it, Edie.
Oh, wait. Since when does a...
EDI's an AI.
Oh.
Jeff requested that I pretend...
I remember before Mass Effect 3 came out, I predicted EDI would be a squad mate. And I was right!
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how... attractive your voice was. Anyway,
yeah, I agree, Delta. I think it's kind of silly, like, it's such a big choice in the first game on which one lives and which one dies. And then, once you get them back on the ship in Mass Effect 3, I mean, Caden has more to say than Ashley, but Ashley is like nothing at all. Caden, at least, he like plays cards with Garrus or some shit.
Command center for mission-specific intel.
No, we can skip this stuff.
Speaking of which,
Commander, Udina updated me on your meeting with the Council. Sounds like they're running scared.
They're useless.
The Council's been a pain in my ass from day one. I'm done with them.
Then what's your plan?
I'm trying to get the Turian Primarch for a summit meeting with the Asari and Solarians. I'll bypass the Council and appeal directly to their leadership.
Yeah, I do remember the whole getting drunk with James, and it's just not, I don't know. It just seems like, I think Caden just has more
Fortunately, we don't have a whole lot to back it
in
up
general
right now.
to say in between missions.
Build alliances. Gather everything.
What about the Prothean device?
Like, you get them back on the ship, and I think Caden has a conversation with you right away, and Ashley, you go into the ship right after possibly killing her. She gets back on the ship, you walk up, you try to talk to her, and she's like, oh, good to see you, and that's it. It just feels unfinished, I don't know.
And when it's finished?
Assuming it ever is, we pool all our resources.
Yeah, I don't think we ever lived and got loud on the Citadel. Maybe we can do that once we save him in this game.
The better the chances of punching through.
You can count on it, sir.
It's not just me. It's Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces have...
I understand, Admiral.
Good.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe what will kind of answer it for us is if we talk to, if we go and talk to Dr. Chakwas, maybe she'll have something to say about the scars. Because I think it's free to... I mean, it costs some money, but I think it's primarily free to do in Mass Effect 3. Like, you don't need resources or anything like that. You just pay, like, 1,000 credits. It's very small.
I can't believe the Council won't help.
Loading screen.
If Thestia was lost and Earth hadn't been touched yet,
I think this room is like a check for where you are in the game, because after each mission, everyone on the ship has something new to say. Like, everybody. So I think it's a small loading screen to kind of... It checks a file somewhere, a data file, to see, like, okay, you've done this many missions, you just finished this one, so everyone on the ship will say something. Something else.
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
They've spent years denying the threat.
I was kind of hoping that maybe they were planning. Well, let me know if you want me to get... Commander?
Okay, so conversations are a lot different on the Normandy in Mass Effect 3. Most of the time, they're not self-contained conversations where you have dialogue choices. You actually have to... you just run up and you'll hit, you'll talk to them, and then they'll just say one or two things, and then you leave. Like, there's no dialogue choices, is what I'm saying, anyway. Okay, reinstatements, new sniper rifle. By the way, I have every single DLC for this game. Every single one. That's what that's about.
Commander, come to check on your new recruit.
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Still trying to get my bearings. When I was working on the Normandy's upgrade.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's
Didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of
You're absolutely right. It's a Shadow Broker upgrade.
On the Citadel.
We're in the middle of a war specialist.
Understood, Commander. If I can help with the comm system, was there anything else?
Okay, so we'll talk to Trainer.
I'm sure. And if flagging your message. If they stayed in London, quite true.
Okay, so let's go around and see what's going on everywhere. And I gotta go down and get my space hamster, too. And eventually, you can talk to Kelly Chambers, if Kelly Chambers survived, and then she gives you all your fish back. So that's why we kept Kelly alive. That's why I wanted to make sure our whole crew survived, because if you don't, then you don't get your fish back. And we all know how important the fish have been to me in Mass Effect 2. I never even really went up and looked at them. Maybe once. But I was so adamant about not buying any fish to make sure they wouldn't die. So who's on the ship right now? It's just Liara, James, Joker, the shuttle pilot. Why can't I remember his name?
Commander?
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
I'll probably stick with Romancing Garrus.
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked.
I don't think there's just not a really good FemShep Renegade romance option.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time, if I may. I'd like...
Nothing wrong with me.
No, but we should keep an eye on...
Expensive stuff.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure.
I ever told you I don't.
Don't be such a... I'm just going to run some diagnostics. Your system is still detecting the implants as foreign bodies. There's no health risk, but your scars are having trouble healing.
Yes?
I recommend reducing stress.
Given everything I've got.
I'm just saying. Anyway, it's just... That's it.
Okay, she even says it's just a cosmetic issue. So, no scars yet. I'm waiting for them.
We need to end.
Normally, it's like over here you have the option. One of these, you have the option. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's go talk to Liara. Is the specialist... I don't know if that's like a renegade option. Specialist trainer is like a naive little weirdo.
Commander Shepard.
You're the drone from the
If you have a moment, it analyzes it. I'll inform. In the meantime...
Dr. Sony has no longer calling me info drone 95% of the time.
The meeting was less than ideal. At least the Council can't deny the Reapers...
Okay, armor mod kits.
I'm not sure how much comfort that is while they bicker over which portion of the galaxy to save.
Probably just shield strength. I don't know. I kind of like ammo capacity, to be honest. I'm gonna do ammo capacity. I know it's weird, but I'm gonna go with it. Survivability generally isn't the problem if I have energy drain. And on Insanity, your shields get burned down so fast, 5% extra is gonna do like nothing.
Looks like you brought more.
A few things.
So you have access.
What I can get. But we really need to find... I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. Talk to Liara.
Hello again, Shepard.
How much do you know about this?
Decoding.
It's that.
I'd have killed.
I was merely...
Yes, that's
Info drone.
What happened?
I knew. We got away from Cerberus' ship. I don't think the elusive man...
I quite like Glyph.
It's taking a while to realize...
Agent Farron.
True, given what he survived. I knew the illusion.
Like on Mars.
I thought I'd covered my...
So I think once you get your fish back,
Please enjoy your day.
when you do a new game plus, you get something. You get like an extra, it's like a really big, it's like a 10% power damage or weapon damage, I think. It's very large. We gotta go around and make sure we get our, re-pick up our models. Let's talk to Cortez.
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news?
Good work, Lieutenant.
Dios! Straight. So you do care, Mr. Vig.
So what's happening with our...
Alliance procurement. I can network to Citadel.
When I network to a new...
It does cost more to coordinate.
So...
I wasn't assigned. I was overseeing. In my experience...
I like Cortez a lot, too. You can only romance him, though, as male Shep.
I'm also responsible for logistics. Making sure the armory and shuttle are properly...
Yeah, Brett, you should do that.
Now you get
just like the...
Welcome back.
So I'm just burning through these dialogue options. Once you do it the first time, they won't show up again. And again, the conversations are a lot more topical to what's going on in the game, which is nice.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, give me that Renegade. Give me those scars. We're going to pick up all of our model cruisers. I don't think there's any on the crew deck. So most of them are down here and in the engineering bay place. So we'll try to get them all now. I think we get to fight James here. Beat the shit out of him.
You come down here for something? Right. Well...
Okay, I'm just skipping all this.
But a good leader.
Punch him. Got him.
Nice.
What do you mean, was?
Let's just get through this again. I care very little about James.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
I do.
You're a shrink too. I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war.
Brett, who should stream tonight? I don't mind streaming again. I don't know what to play though. Could do some StarCraft.
As good as I think you are.
Hey.
It's Commander, you dick. Alright, let's run around and get this stupid stuff. Is there any back here? No, I think that's it. Okay. So we've gotten most of our model ships back, I think. Checked over there. Checked over here. Okay. Engineering. Yeah, Keith could do it if he's got a setup ready.
How's your new assignment?
Fairly normal. The first two?
So what are you asking?
Anything from Earth.
Maybe I can pass on it.
Seriously? I don't need FaceTime.
Your story is Cerberus.
And you do...
Renegade? Yes! Yes! Scars? No scars. Ah! I'm really sad that it's possible my scars might just be gone. I really hope not. Okay, we come down here. There's this one, and then we got to try to get our space hamster. This may take time. There he is, there he is, get him! Get him! Shepard, get him! What are you doing? It's quite challenging. Alright, space hamster. I'm ready for you. Where are you? Oh my god. There he is! Get him! Okay, there we go. We got the space hamster. That could have taken way longer than it needed to take. Tara is happy that I got the space hamster. Let's talk to Engineer Adams.
Engineer Adams.
I was put in charge.
So?
And about that.
How so?
Back when I refused. I didn't.
Okay, he doesn't have much to say, but you owe me.
Happy to report that. That's guess pretty much. I noticed you.
Hopefully that means
the IEA.
And that means
we should be all in all. But Norman.
You never expressed.
Engineer Adams, incredibly boring. I'm sorry I couldn't join you in Mass Effect 2, Shepard, but as a voice actor, I was probably just busy doing something else. Is that everything? Let's check. I think I've picked up all of my model ships. Yeah, I've got the Shadow Broker ship. Yeah, so we're missing one. That might be the second, the Normandy SR2 model, which I think we buy later. I hope. I don't know. Am I missing the model ship? Someone's got to fill me in here, but we're done for the most part here. There's one model ship over by the war room, which I got. All right, well, hey, we've done all of our prologue stuff. Now it's an open world for us. No, Tali doesn't end up with anybody. She only hangs out with Garrus if you have not romanced Garrus. So we've got a lot of stuff we can do here. Rescuing the Primarch kind of progresses the game into the next section, which is the Solarian portion. So I'll probably do the Cerberus lab and pick up Javik during the next stream, and then probably grab the Turian Primarch. We'll fly around and get everything in these places as well. Alright, well, I'm going to head out. I'm going to take a bit of a break. Sounds like Brett's going to be streaming here pretty soon. So, make sure to follow Big Brett. He's going to stream probably from now until the podcast, or at least he mentioned it, so don't let us down, Brett. But I'm going to go clean and then make some dinner, but we'll be back 7 p.m. Sounds like the Lady Friends will be on tonight to talk about mobile games. It's going to be our topic, and look forward to it. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Had a good time today.